Hello. We're going to another Stormblood dungeon. This is an updated version for this fight. When they changed they added NPC support to the dungeon, they changed up a few mechanics. Bardam's Mettle is the fight we're going to. So it's going to be similar to the other guide that I made, but I'll be running this with the NPCs, and there'll be small little changes. Okay, starting off, this first pool is particularly difficult, especially since it's such a long path. Sometimes the NPCs like straggle behind there, and so to pull off this pool, you kind of need to make sure all of your NPCs are close and following you. I'm really watching out for my health here. I also have my invuln up, so when they're hitting me with all this stuff, I'm not taking damage here. I'm just trying to stay alive. So if you want to try this pool, I recommend being patient, because it did take me a few times to try to make this work. But yeah, you take a lot of hits. There's a lot of AoEs to dodge, but very specifically, like the healer needs to be able to be close to you. And so if you're running this with other people, usually the healer will continue running with you, but with the NPC it's very difficult to get them to stay with you. So yeah, I think when I recorded this footage, also yeah, there's like a lot of AoEs out here, okay, so make sure to dodge all those. When I recorded this footage, I probably wiped a few times before I finally got this first pool the way I wanted it, just to show that it's possible if you space out your mitigations well. I popped Clemency a few times to keep myself healed up. Definitely dropping that invuln at the beginning, or like the middle of the run, so that I wasn't taking attacks, so then the healer could catch up to me. That was a big part of it. So if you want to practice your tanking, this is a very good pool to just start with, to start practicing with, because you can die very quickly here if you're not like paying attention to a bunch of stuff. Alright. But yeah, if you're not confident with tanking, or you don't want to do big pulls, you definitely don't have to. I would say just take it slow, like take it one pack at a time, because in this particular dungeon, your gear does matter. And if you're just getting gear from like the story and stuff, you might not have gear that's good enough. It's good enough to get into the dungeon, but it'll still be pretty low level. And so that might be why you're taking more damage than usually you would be taking inside dungeons. It's like at this point, like back when I was running this, when I first started playing the game, like I was still wearing my level 50 Poetics gear from the stuff that I got. Oh, okay, so I warped there. That was too big of a pool. That was too big of a pool, but also I didn't really have any mitigations left once we got over there. So that's great. Yeah, we were attacking these, but then I started running, and that's not a good habit to have really, because if people aren't prepared for it, then the healer might be like dragging behind. And especially here you can see with the NPCs, yeah, the healer is further behind, because they might be in the middle of like casting stuff to the enemies, and then they have to reconfigure and stuff. So that wasn't my bad. Okay. Again, you can take it slower and not rush all of this. But since I already made the guide before, I wanted to see how much I could push the pools. unfortunate thing with wiping though, with NPCs especially, is I get all my stuff back. All my skills reset. If the entire party wipes, if it's with regular people or NPCs, if everybody wipes and you go back to the start, then you will get all of your skills back, all the cooldowns reset. But with the NPCs specifically, if you, the player, die at all, then everybody wipes. Or with other people, you could die, but like other people can still be alive, like finishing the fights and stuff. So it's not necessarily that if you die, you get a reset. It's only if everybody dies. And everyone goes back to the start. Anyway, okay, so we're here. I'm doing the big pull again. But this time I didn't stop over there. I just grabbed everything and moved over here. Lots of AoEs to dodge. I do have my full kit, basically, well, at this level. And so I was able to utilize it for this bigger pull. But again, there's a lot of AoEs to dodge here. And I'm constantly turning my camera around so that I can see the different angles of the AoEs. Because there's a lot of stuff. And like, you know, I can't see my character. So I don't know if I'm possibly standing on something or not. So that's why I'm adjusting my movements and my camera movement a lot. Especially here with these big door things. Okay, this first boss fight, we've got little animals around the sides. They will be important for later. I'm turning the boss around to face away from everybody else. Heave, right, big cone in the front, move off to the side. Crumbling crust. We've got these AoEs here. And then they'll blow up. So you can quickly move out of them if you see them fast enough. Here, you can move out of them. It does happen kind of fast though. Okay, so here for this one, Rush. The boss is tethered to a person and it is going to like rush towards them once the cast is done. And so Lise runs over here and she goes towards these little sheep thing. And the sheep get startled. And so they are going to do a little attack. We all get hit with this thing from the boss. Like the boss like slams its feet down. And so we all get a little bit of a stun. And we get hit with this move, Earthquake. The sheep are running around. And we can't move momentarily because of the stun. But then after the stun goes away, you can adjust. The sheep will run around and they will cast this sleep thing. Okay, so you don't want to stand in the AoE or else you'll fall asleep. I just stood there just so we could see. But yeah, so that's what the sheep do. And then, so because I'm asleep, it's going to be hard for me to avoid this AoE here. Okay, this sleep does have a bar at the top though, so you can use Asuna on this to get rid of it if you're a healer. Okay, so if you get hit with Heave, you get like 5k damage. Did they also get slept? Oh yeah, okay, they were kind of standing. No, they ran out. Okay, the healer was healing and ended up getting hit with this cleave. And so, you know, the NPC, when you run with the NPCs, it's not like they're infallible. They make mistakes too. Crumbling crust is the AoEs underneath, so watch out for those. Okay, Heave, get out of that. Is infallible the right word? Infallible. incapable of being... Yeah, that's what I said. Okay, so now we've got this big cat here that replaced the little sheep things, and so if the cat gets toggled, it will do a different mechanic too. Okay, come with us. Watch out for those AoEs. Okay, we got Rush. Oh, we're going to the sheep again. Okay, no, we got the other ones too. So the rams, I think they're called rams, will do big line AoEs that will target us, and then the sheep are out here putting people to sleep too. And then right now we're all stunned because the big one did the earthquake thing and did a stun, and so once your stun goes away, then you can run out of the AoEs. Okay, and then watch out for this cone. I don't think we're going to be able to see the cat one in this, but in my other guide that I will link to this one, I go through all of it. And I'm pretty sure the cat does a line AoE. Oh, sorry, not a line AoE, a cone. It does like a cone towards people or something like that. But yeah, so that's basically that fight. Lots of dodging of AoEs and stuff. Treasure chest here if you want it. This next pool, it's just one set here, but after we take care of this little group, then this one will break up, and then the next pool is going to be a bit of a more tricky pool. This one's fine. You just stay here with these. Watch out for the AoEs. Treasure here if you want it. Okay, so I'm going to grab all of this and then move forward to this next pack. And I mean, it looks like it's just 2 packs, but it does hit pretty hard, so make sure that you are, if you're going to do this big pool, make sure you're mitigating well. I interrupted some stuff. One of the birds can give you wind burn, which will be doing damage over time, and you can use Asuna on that because of the white bar above it, and just there are AoEs to dodge and stuff too. Watch out for these little AoEs. Oh, my health. Okay. So see, it is kind of a tricky pool. I just didn't have enough mitigation to spread out because of like using it in the other pool. But with everything reset, I'll definitely get it. Like I said, and we'll keep saying, you don't have to do big pools like this. You can take it one pull at a time. That's perfectly fine. For me, I've run these dungeons a lot, and so when I'm getting footage, I try to make it a little bit more entertaining for me, so that I can push myself to stay focused and stuff. So because I wiped before, we do have lesser ads, like fewer ads than the first time. And that's usually what happens if you wipe during ads and stuff. But the amount of damage that you did to the ads prior kind of offsets that, and so it kind of, yeah, it kind of balances it out. I'm being a bit more free with my clemencies on myself here, just because, yeah, I noticed the healer probably needed a little bit more help to keep me alive.
Here it comes.
Okay, for this next boss, there actually isn't any fighting. A lot of it is just dodging different mechanics. And it can be a bit tricky if it's your first time going here. Okay, see, out of action, unable to execute actions. Okay, so I can't use any of my stuff. So this dude shows up in the middle of the stage, pulls us in, and we need to run out and make sure not to look at him. The first AoE is going to go off, and then the second AoE is going to go off. And so wait for the first one to blow up, and then quickly move into it and make sure that you quickly turn yourself away. So I went in, and then I quickly turned back away. Okay? And that's how you're going to be able to avoid that. Or if that's too tricky, what you could also do is once the first one blows up and you're gonna run in, you can just run through the boss and then you're facing away from it. So hang on. So it blows up, right? And so you can just run in, you just run through the boss and then you're facing the back, and then you should be good to like be dodging this. But for me, it's easier to just move quickly here and then turn back this way. It's like less movement for me. Okay, next up we've got these lines everywhere, so you just find your safe spot. Adjust into a safe square. Adjust in a safe square again. Make sure you're looking away from the boss while you adjust into another square. I know it's all purple here because of the fence, but I saw that it was a clear spot. Okay, again, move into a clear spot, look away. Okay, and we're all good. Great. Alright, we've got towers to soak. So make sure at least one person is in each tower. Right. These orb things, they'll be donut AoEs. And so it's better if the two people with those orbs stand closer together. So then we have a big safe spot in the middle of the stage. Okay, we all have these little target markers, so we want to spread them out. We're gonna drop some AoEs around us. He is running this way, and I noticed that the youth was running that way and Lisa's running that way, but I was trying to do my own thing, but I did end up getting hit with their thing. And so my strategy usually when I have AoEs that drop is I go here and then I go here and wait, and then it drops another one, and then like I'll go here. And so then I just stay in my own little corner. Is that a song? But with the NPCs, they do a very particular thing, which is they plant them and then they rotate clockwise. And so they probably wanted me to go up here and then follow this pattern, but I didn't do that. And so that's why he runs past me and then I end up getting hit with one of these things. And so I got fettered, and then I got Bardam's price, which is, I mean, I got 2 failures. And if you fail twice, then you fail the trial. And I failed twice because I got hit 2 times because there's 2 AoEs here. See? Technically I got hit with 2 of them because they're overlapping. And so that was enough to make me fail the trial. And if you're running this with the NPCs and you fail the trial, you have to restart. If you're running it with other people, if one person fails, it's fine. You can still keep going. I think the party itself has to fail a few times before you have to restart the entire thing. But with the NPCs, if you fail at all, the entire thing has to start over. Okay, so we're just trying to make sure you're out of the AoE. And then go in and look away. I looked at it because I was like, I already failed, so yeah. So I failed once, so I got this little X. And then I got this Bardam's price. Okay, so you want to get into one of the safe squares. You're being punished for failing Bardam's trial. A stack of 2 will render you unable to move. Yeah. So that's what we saw earlier. So go into a safe square, make sure you're looking away from the thing. So I got hit with that because I didn't move out of the thing. I was just standing there. So, okay. So that's the result of failing any of the mechanics here. Just starting over. We'll get it this time. Okay, get out of the circle. Get back into the first one, turn around, make sure you're looking away. Okay, we're good. Safe square. Okay, another safe square. Another safe square, make sure you're looking away. Another safe square, make sure you're looking away. Oh, I missed that one again. Okay, after the trial though, it resets, so I don't have the little like Bardam's price thing again. So the second trial, we're good. Towers, 1 person per tower at least. It's fine that there's 2 over there. Okay, we want to stack these little orbs kind of together to have a clear spot in the middle. Okay, this time I'm going north because all of them are doing their own thing, and so I have to literally play their game here. So I'm going to rotate clockwise the same as them so that we're all able to have space to run away from these things. Okay, then the main boss ad thing does this cone AoE over here. So make sure that you are in a safe spot behind it. It'll radiate out, but just everything behind it is safe. Okay, and we got 4 AoEs. Looks like we're already in the safe spot, so just stay there. Now we've got these rocks around the stage. These rocks. Star shards. Okay. So with these AoEs underneath these rock things, that probably means they're gonna blow up. And so this one and this one will be safe for us. Okay. Here we're gonna have to stand in the safe square. This thing pulls us towards it, And we have to stand along the edge of this donut AoE. Because these things are gonna radiate outwards, okay, like this. You have some space behind it, but eventually everything's gonna keep expanding. So I'm gonna stand in this tiny little corner over here, and I was fine. But the NPCs ran to the back. So depending on what you feel comfortable with, you can run here or run over here, or you can run all the way over here. Or I guess you can run over here too. But see, there's like a little bit of space down here that you can go to. Okay, so that destroyed this rock here, and here we've got this meteor going down. And so usually if you see a meteor falling down, you gotta go hide behind a rock. So there's a rock over here, so I'm gonna go run over there and go hide behind the rock. Okay, great. And so there we go. We did it. We finished the boss fight. Nice. Also, there's a treasure chest here if you want it. Okay, in this section, I'm gonna grab these ads. There's this Indiana Jones like big ball that will roll down this pathway, so you gotta watch out for that. You see this? Doesn't seem like much now, but once these little gates open, it'll roll down, so you wanna avoid it. Okay, there's this big AoE, so watch out for that. Oh, I stunned it. It has the blinking cast bar, and so you can interrupt it by using your interject or your stun. Yeah, okay. See, you see the big ball. There we go. So the ball is rolling. So just hang out on the side so you don't get hit with that. Okay, in this next section, I'm going to gather everything and then also go off to the side. Okay, well, the ball is rolling over here, so I'm going to very quickly go to the side. Never mind, I want to see how much you get hit. Okay, so you get like 6k of damage. So you also get a knockback. But yeah, it knocks you back a little bit. Okay, there's a treasure chest here. There's also another ball rolling. So, hang out to the side. I think there's just two. So I'm pulling, yeah, there's just two. So I'm pulling those other butterflies over here to do a bigger pull. Watch out for the berries. Watch out for AoEs underneath people. I interrupted that one. I stunned it.
Take this!
Alright, next set of ads. There's a treasure chest over here. Same thing, just keep them all together. Watch out for the AoE. Oh, he stunned it again, nice. Another AoE. It's one of the other ones that was casting it. So I could have like targeted one of the other ones to figure out what it was and interrupt it, but it's also pretty easy to like dodge out of it, which I don't think he did, but okay.
Take this!
Did he? Hey, you're just standing there. Okay, I know what happened. Okay, so the NPC ran out of the first AoE. Watch. See how long the cast bar is? It's pretty long. The NPC's in it, and so he runs out. But because I stunned it, they stand over here and they wait it out because they're probably waiting for the AoE to like blow up and then they'll come back. But they probably didn't, you know, register that there was one underneath them already, like the second one, and so they end up taking a hit from that. Swift as a steed. No, you weren't. So that's kind of the tricky thing with working with the NPCs. Like, it's not perfect, and they sometimes do things in sequential order. Okay, again, watch out for these AoEs. Final boss. Okay. Turning the boss away from everybody, per usual. Alright, that thing it just did, Feather Cut, is a tank cleave, so that's also why I want to make sure it's not facing anybody else. When Unbound, it does a bit of a raid wide, and then we've got these things around the stage. So those things are on the stage. They're going to throw line AoEs that target us. And then we also have these target markers above our head. So the Flutter Fall is what the boss is casting here. And it's going to hit us wherever our target marker is. Okay. So we all get hit with that. Flutterfall again, so we've got the AoE, so basically everyone's gonna get hit with that. Thing is, you don't want to stand close to someone else, so you don't overlap your AoEs, so they take extra damage. But you do want to make sure that when these blue lines plant themselves on the stage, that you then run out to a safe spot. Doesn't seem like the NPCs moved at all, but
Here it comes.
okay. So we had another raid wide, and then we've got these orbs now. These other orbs. Okay, that was also feather cut. We got the tank cleave. Okay. Dodge out of the orbs thing and make sure to look away from this Eye of the Fierce. Okay, if you don't look away, then you will get confused and you won't be able to control your character. So I can't use any of my stuff. Attacking allies instead of the enemy. So you'll start attacking other people. Okay. There's a little tank cleave there, this feather cut thing. And then there's also those, the orb stuff going across. But at this point, I'm confused, so I can't control my character, so I'm gonna stand there and just take all this stuff, all the hits. Okay, Wind Unbound. It's gonna be an AoE. Raid wide. Okay, now we have 4 of these orbs. So these ones will again just, you know, be things to dodge. But we do have this ad here. I'm gonna make sure to pick it up as tank so it doesn't attack other people. And again, just watching out whenever those blue line AoEs go around to dodge. Okay, so the line AoEs are out. I'm gonna dodge that. But then the Yole Bird shows up again on the side of the stage. It will show up just somewhere. Okay, so you have to turn your camera a bit. And it will zoom across the stage, so you don't want to be in front of it. See? It goes across and does this line AoE basically. There's another ad, so I'm gonna pick it up. Dodge these AoEs. They're the blue ones. Figure out where the Yole is and avoid it. I'm standing kind of close in front of it because I want to see how much it did. About, yeah, 3k of damage. But I also am tank, so I didn't take as much damage because I blocked some of it. But yeah, you want to try to avoid as much damage as you can in general. Okay, that was the tank cleave, so again, that's why I'm facing the boss away. Wind Unbound is the raid wide. Okay, there's orbs again on the sides. I guess they're feathers. Not sure. We got these little markers again, the flare fall, so just make sure you're standing away from other people. Dodge the blue lines. These things go down. Okay, I get my little tank cleave. Okay. The bird flies away. And when it comes back down, it's got this like little animation and stuff. There are going to be circle AoEs on the ground that kind of move in a circle. And so if you just stay in the center of the stage, you should be fine. Okay. And then also, okay, there's a few things here. In this phase, when the bird comes back, it's got the right wing and left wing. Here on the enemy list, you can see that they're separate targetable things. We want to make sure to attack those while avoiding these AoEs that are circling around the stage. Okay, and then one person is going to get this target marker above them. And the person with the target marker is going to get whooshed off to the edge of the stage. And so when you're coming back, you got to be careful with these AoEs. Okay, and then everybody else is focused on the wings. Alright, target AoE things. So you would have wanted to move those away from each other, but we destroyed the wing, and so we went back to this other phase of the fight. And yeah, there we go. That was the fight. Sweet. yeah, I hope that that was helpful. It's pretty cool being able to, you know, hang out and fight with the NPCs. Kind of feels like you're more immersed in the story and stuff. And yeah, I hope that was useful and you enjoy the story. Bye.